Well, my friends, the first time I came to Memphis, I didn't do it, so I got to do it this time. We are going to stay at the Peabody, and we are going to see the Peabody Ducks March. So they've actually been doing this since the 1930s, and apparently the story is that two hunters used to take decoy ducks out with them when they went hunting, and they thought as a joke it would be funny to put 3 of the little decoy ducks in the fountain here, and it became a big hit, and a circus animal trainer became the duck master for 50 years and would march the ducks out. And what's great is that the ducks live up on the top floor penthouse. They have a $200,000 suite. They're not domesticated or anything. They do keep them living as natural as possible, and they just march them down here. They hang out in the little fountain pond during the day, and then they're marched back up, and they do 3 months service. Then they go out and live a fancy life out on a farm. Let's go watch the experience. And I just figured, since I wanted to come see this, it starts at 11 and then they take them back upstairs at 5. I figured we might as well just stay here. And I'm always a sucker for history, you know that. And here you can see right on the doors they have 3 little ducklings on there. Alright, let's give you the experience of coming in as a guest. They always recommend you get here about a half an hour before the Ducks March. Oh wow, those are interesting. I'd say we found it. So here are the infamous elevator doors that they'll come out of. And then they got little duck footprints there for social distancing, but they're gonna get marched right out here and right down this pathway. Doing a little welcome to the hotel screwdriver while we wait. So apparently that $200,000 duck palace upstairs is made of glass and marble. It has a bronze spitting duck and a replica of the hotel up there. So they are living pretty posh while they are on duty for that 3 months here. Now I don't know who the new duck master is, but it's quite an accomplishment for Edward Pembroke to be the 50-year duck master. Come on, guys, the anticipation's killing me. Oh, this has to be our guy. He's got a fancy jacket on. He's got to be our guy, right? You don't just get a red jacket like that for nothing. I do believe he has the red carpet. Oh, heck yeah. What an experience this should be. Oh, he's even got a duck cane. This is pretty cool. I mean, something that they do every single day. It's been a tradition for 90 years. I love seeing the whole process of it. This is just so cool for me. A red carpet experience. See how the pros do it. How you get it started, how you get it going. And the stairs. Now he moved that little gate so they can walk right up the red stairs and then down the black ones into the water. Get the right tension, the right torque. Here we go. Let her rip.
I thank you all so much for being here this morning. Matter of fact, where are my first time visitors? First time ever being here at the Peabody. Over here, over here. Perfect. Oh, I love first time visitors. So welcome to the Peabody. If this is your first time to Memphis, Tennessee, welcome to Memphis. Welcome to our city. First off, once the ceremony begins, if everybody can do me a favor, please make sure that you remain seated during the ceremony, only because we don't want to block anybody's view. However, if you prefer to stand, standing is fine. Anywhere behind these couches over here. anywhere on the side of the carpet or up on the mezzanine level, standing behind all of those places. Now, as far as photography and video, please take all the photos with us. Please don't attempt to reach in and touch them or feed them anything. I'll take care of feeding the ducks, but outside of that, please feel free to drive around the fountain, take all the photos with the ducks that you like. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the Peabody, Memphis, the South Grand Hotel, where the world famous ducks march from the rooftop down to the lobby and back every single day. And my name is Keaton Walker. I am the duck master here at the Peabody Hotel, and I have the honor and the pleasure of marching the ducks down where you are today. But before I do, let me take you all on the journey. Now, it has been said that the Delta begins right here in the lobby of the Peabody Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee, and ends at Catfish Road in Vicksburg, Mississippi. It has also been said that the Peabody Hotel has 13 stories. But that's not actually true. Right? The Peabody Hotel definitely has 13 floors, but we have thousands of stories. Right? We have stories of visiting presidents consecutively, from Harry S. Truman all the way to George W. Bush. We have stories of diplomats and dignitaries and monarchs. We even have stories of anniversaries celebrated and reunions visited. We even have stories of the big bands of the 1930s and 40s broadcasting live from the historic Skyway Ballroom up on the rooftop. And of course, there are stories of a young man you may have heard of by the name of Elvis Presley. And through it all, the Peabody does have march from the rooftop down to the lobby and back every single day. And in doing so, they have woven the fabric that contain the names, the faces, and events that contain the Peabody Hotel's history. When a man by the name of Colonel Robert Brinkley realized his lifelong dream of opening a state-of-the-art hotel. Right, it was only 2 blocks away from here, over on Main and Monroe. It was called the Brinkley House. Now, this place was to set the standards for luxury and cuisine in the South. But unfortunately, right around the time that they were opening the doors to that facility, Colonel Brinkley's good friend and his investor, Mr. George Peabody, passed away over in London, England. So that prompted a name change. A name change from the Brinkley House to the Peabody Hotel. Now keep in mind that it remained in that location for 55 years, hosting such dignitaries as President McKinley and Theodore Roosevelt. But then on September the 1st, 1925, the doors to this beautiful expansion building opened right here, in the same location where we're all standing and sitting, for the cost of $5 million and 2 years construction. But don't think that that is the entire history of the Peabody Hotel. Not even close. Now, for those of you here in the lobby area, whenever you get a chance, make sure you go up to the mezzanine level and visit our memorabilia room. Right inside that room, you're going to find a collection of pictures and memos and items from the last few decades. Now, one of my favorite pieces of information inside of that room is a framed memo. It was a memo from the general manager at that time, a man by the name of Gary Bell, a memo from him to the executive chef of Chez Philippe, our French restaurant, who was in the process of updating his menu. And basically, that memo says that even though you serve French cuisine inside of your restaurant, there better not be any duck anywhere on any menu inside the Peabody Hotel. And now keep in mind that the combination between ducks and the Peabody, it goes back a long time. It goes back a very long time. Matter of fact, it goes all the way back to 1933, when the general manager at that time, a man by the name of Frank Shutt, he and a good friend of his named Chip Barwick, these 2 gentlemen decided to go on a duck hunt over in Arkansas in the middle of winter along the icy cold waters of the Mississippi River. Now, like I mentioned, it was wintertime. So these 2 men knew that they were going to need to try to find a creative way to stay warm while they were out there. So they decided to take another colleague along with them, a certain Jack Daniels. Anybody at the bar know Jack? Otherwise known as fine Tennessee sipping whiskey. Now, like I said, these men knew today we're going to need a little liquid encouragement to stay warm while they were out there. But as the day went on, these two gentlemen became a little overly encouraged. And they decided that as a practical joke, it would be funny to bring back the live duck decoys that they were using, which was legal in Arkansas back then. They thought it would be a funny idea to bring those live ducks back here to the Peabody and set them loose inside this lobby fountain. So that is exactly what it is. After they laughed it off, they went up to their room for the evening. Well, upon waking up that next morning, Frank Shetton was a little bit alarmed at the chaos he might have caused that previous day at his deed. He was the general manager after all. After he rushes to the elevator, he comes downstairs. Now he is expecting to find ducks all over this lobby. Ducks over there by the bar, ducks up on the mezzanine, ducks by the front desk. But when he got down here, he was surprised to find two things. Number one, the ducks are still right here in the fountain. They hadn't gone anywhere. They didn't fly down to go see Beale Street. They stayed right here in this lobby fountain. And number two, they started to attract visitors. People just like all of you. People were absolutely amazed to see live animals frolicking inside the lobby fountain of an establishment in the Peabody Hotel. But then in 1940, the Peabody Hotel hired a gentleman by the name of Edward Pembroke to be a bellman. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, let's send a shout out to all of our bellmen. But Mr. Pembroke was not just a bellman. Oh, no. Mr. Pembroke was a very multi-talented individual. It just so happened that earlier in his life, Mr. Edward Pembroke at one time had been a trainer for the Lansky Brothers in Barnum and Bailey circuit. So upon being hired, he told management, he said, hey, look, if you will allow me, I will take 5 North American mallard ducks. 1 male and 4 females. He says those 3 English call ducks just have swimming in that fountain down there. He said, I'll train them. I will train those ducks myself. I will first train the ducks to sleep upstairs on the rooftop inside of the duck palace. Then I'll train those ducks to march from that duck palace across the roof all the way to the door. Then I will train the ducks to come inside of the hotel and march through the elevator. And then together, we will get on that elevator and we will ride all the way downstairs to the lobby. And when those doors open, I will train those ducks to march up a red carpet all the way to the lobby fountain every single morning at 11 o'clock. How you doing? And then at 5 o'clock, I'll train those ducks to get back outside of the fountain. I'll march them back up that red carpet and we'll get back on the elevator. We'll ride back up to the rooftop where the ducks will march back across the roof to get back into the duck palace where it will sleep for the rest of the night. Well, management was looking at Mr. Pembroke like, okay, if you really think that you can train those ducks to do all of that, then let's see what you do with it. Let's see how you pull that off. Mr. Pembroke marched the ducks for the better part of the next 51 years. 51 years he marched the ducks. And in doing so, he became a goodwill ambassador for the Peabody Hotel and the entire city of Memphis. He even appeared on television shows. Television shows such as The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and the Sesame Street program, where he and his ducks helped to celebrate National Rubber Ducky Day. He appeared in magazine shoots as well. Magazines for people such as People magazine, and even the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. But don't worry, the ducks only show the little legs. And if I was somebody like Mr. Pembroke and I was able to accomplish all that he accomplished, I don't know if I consider myself to be a master at what it was I pulled off. Wouldn't you? Bible management thought the exact same thing. They bestowed upon Mr. Edward Pembroke the title of the world's first duck master here at the Peabody Hotel. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Pembroke is no longer with us. But I do know that his spirit shines down and smiles on our ceremony here in this lobby today. Now, there is a picture of Mr. Pembroke and his duck right over by the ballet entrance. Make sure you stop by. All right, take pictures with me. Pay your respects on the way outside the hotel. Now, that was the brief history of the Peabody Hotel and the story of how the Duck March came to be. The only thing left for me to do is to march up the red carpet, secure our VIP Duck Master elevator, go upstairs and retrieve our 5 feathered friends. And when those doors open, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you all will witness the march of the world famous Peabody Ducks. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Here they come. Let's look for little legs. What's up, guys? Woo! Superstars. Yeah! Woo!
Thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you all so much.
So Mr. Lansky put Elvis in his first suit, which was his prom, and his last suit, he was buried in a Lansky suit.
Wow. I just came in the Lansky store and I think I'm gonna need one of these belts. So I'm certainly glad I came in to buy that belt, which I am gonna buy because he has a museum of the famous customers, and that is an Elvis Presley jacket. They were telling me they made in 8 different colors for him, and he had it out to be altered and passed away before he got it back. But you can see signed guitars up here by U2, Greg Allman, Metallica, the Sex Pistols, Three Dog Night. That is a leather jacket signed by the Fonz, Henry Winkler. I'm seeing all kinds of famous names up on these. I see 311, James Taylor, Billy Joel, Michael McDonald, Bobby Bland, Glenn Frey, Fiona Apple is the one right up here. And then that whole Telecaster is the Allman Brothers Band. This one is signed by Sheryl Crow, Buddy Guy, Keb Mo, and Aaron Neville. And then you got Bob Seger's Silver Bullet Band. Van Halen signed the acoustic guitar. And then AC/DC, Carl Perkins. That's Tom Petty's guitar, but then up top you have some of James Brown's signed shoes. How cool is that? I love it. So that one is the Blues Traveler. Then you've got Hootie and the Blowfish, Dave Matthews Band. He said everybody that signed these are customers here, or were customers here. And there's Johnny Cash, June Carter. It's so great. Had to buy something here, right? Had to. This place is a museum in and of itself. And then there's Kiss. He was our recommendation to come here. Thank you for the recommendation, Eric Singer. So check this out. This is signed by Lisa Marie Presley, and this is a replica of Elvis's famous guitar, and I kind of want to get a replica of that made as well. If you want to look good in Memphis, look at this. Come on, are you kidding me? Elvis could still shop here. And that's the shirt we saw Johnny Cash wearing when we first saw this place. I'm definitely get that TCB belt. Oh heck yeah, look at those jackets. I'd look good in all those, I think. These are great. What do you think? Could we see Elvis wearing this? I could totally have seen that. And the guy working here told me they used to have 2 of those James Brown shoes, but the owner sold one of them at one point. There's Elvis with Mr. Lansky. So that's a replica of the wedding attire, and I'm gonna try that on because I might buy one of those. Always need something fancy. So he just told me he sold that exact same jacket to Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top and Elvis Costello in this shop. We got the duck elevator. And this says a who's who at the Peabody. You can see Joe DiMaggio in the lower left, and the lower right it's Jerry Lee Lewis with Dennis Quaid for the filming of Great Balls of Fire. Then up top you got Carl Perkins and Johnny Cash up there. There's a little cartoon of Pembroke, the old duck master, marching the ducks. And down there's where the ducks marched into from the left. All right, we got our room. We're 1047. Let's go check it out. And right here at the end of the hall, what a classy doorway. I dig it. Okay, I put my things down. Let's go check out the room together. I did notice they have a pretty funny, there's a duck. They have a pretty funny do not disturb sign. Nice. Yeah, not bad. Take a look in the bathroom. If we can find a light switch. They always hide them. Here we go. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice one. Marble. I dig it. Let's see what our view looks like. Our TV. Nice view of the city. Oh, I just noticed, look on the pillow. Quack, 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 quack. Check out the light. Huh, night light. It's a little later in the day and I came to check on my buddies and they're pretty active. Look at them. Hanging out on the sides here. What's up, guys? Bunch of crazy characters.
I'll be back.
Well, good news, my friends. I talked to the duck master, the duck marching captain there a little bit ago, and I said, is there any chance that I could come up and show the duck suite? And he said, sure. He said, as soon as I march the ducks up, I'll come back down, grab you, and I'll take you up. So we all are gonna get to see where the ducks live. And I mentioned they had a funny do not disturb sign. That's what it is. Don't ruffle my feathers. All right, I've been hanging out in the room for a little while now. I'm gonna go back down in the lobby, see what's going on. And they have a little walk of fame out here. And I noticed as I was walking along, there's a name we recognize. That guy. So here you can see the Hard Rock Cafe. It's just like a block away from the Peabody, but I wanted to show it because this is where the original Lansky was. Lansky Brothers, where Elvis got his suits. Here the sign says, Lansky Brothers was founded in 1946 by Bernard and Guy Lansky with a $125 investment from their father. The store began here. It's an Army surplus store. At the time, Beale Street was the center of the African-American social and music scene. And down here at the bottom it says Lansky Brothers quickly became the fashion headquarters to musicians and clothing savvy, including B.B. King, Isaac Hayes, David Porter, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Rufus Thomas. But of course, since they're known as Clothier to the King, it was Elvis Presley who helped establish Clothier to the King title and allowed for global recognition. You can see it says Lansky outfitted Elvis for his performances on the Ed Sullivan Show, Dorsey Brothers Show, and the Louisiana Hayride. Bernard dressed Elvis in the pink-black combination, which defines the cool colors of the 50s. It's showtime!
They decided to take another colleague along with them.
Mr. President, if I may direct your attention to the following now. You will witness a tradition begun in the 1930s at the South Grand Hotel, an experience uniquely yours as a guest of the Peabody. Preparing to return to their penthouse on the plantation roof for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the march of the world famous Peabody Ducks.
they're going to the bar.
There you go. Good job, Dougie. Good
There they go.
Fantastic. There we go. There we go. Let's try to tell them everybody. There we go. Good job. Good job. There we go, Dougie. There we watching. There we go. All the way to the elevator. All the way to the elevator. There we go. Perfect. There we go, Dougie. Everything's all right. Good job. Good job. There we go. It's all right. All the way to the elevator. All the way. There we go. Good job. Fantastic. Great work. There we go. All the way to the elevator. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Fantastic. Fantastic. Good job. Fantastic. All right. Let's take it to the house. Let's take it to the house. All the elevator. Good job. Thank you. Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you.
Here we go. We're going up to the roof.
All right, well, welcome to Memphis.
Yes.
Are you liking the city so far?
Yeah.
Good, good.
We're here.
Have you been on the trolleys?
We're going to take it back.
That's
Yeah,
what we're going next.
Brought a few of us up here.
It's going to be sunny.
Okay.
Whoa! That is awesome!
That's not the duck palace.
Oh God, can I live there anyway?
So there was a bunch of tables and stuff set up.
In the movie The
You
Firm.
saw like the serving staff and the barbecue pits and ribs and stuff everywhere. And then there's a scene where the owner of the law firm has his arm around Tom Cruise. They're walking in this direction. They walk right past that same lighting fixture, and then you see that Peabody Hotel sign in the background. Right, so that's a good photo area right there. Like if you guys want to take a picture, like on the way back from the Duck Palace, that's a perfect spot right over here. And that way you can actually compare it to the movie.
So this isn't even the Duck Palace, this is a storage area. Because they throw parties and stuff up here. They got a bunch of kids looking out the windows. There's a sign for the Duck Palace, and just beyond it is the Mississippi River. Here we go to the Duck Palace.
Alright, the Duck Palace is back here. Hey, Duckies. This is our Duck Palace.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, everybody come on, crowd around. You can see better from this side.
And there's the Peabody replica.
That's right. They have their own marble fountain. They've got marble stairs and floors. Artificial grass in here. On this side, this is like their sun deck. So a lot of times if they don't want to be in the water, they'll come and sleep over here.
Look inside there.
They will release all of the ducks back into the wild. Right?
After
so
3 months.
3 months at a time. So if you really think about it, you got 1 boy and 4 girls, and they got a penthouse on the roof. They got their very own personal butler, that's me. They've got a perfect view of the city. They get multiple meals a day. They get people from around the world to come see them. So like these are some really lucky ducks. And then keep in mind, when I get a new team, I'll keep the team that's been here for like 3 months inside of the Duck Palace with the new team with like a little fence separating them. And I'll continue to march this team while I'm training the new team up here on the rooftop. Who wants to know the wild animals? So they're very standoffish when they first get here.
How long does it take to train them?
Oh, almost a month. Feed them in the mornings. The ducks that have already been here, they're running toward me. They're surrounding me. You know what I mean? The other ducks kind of looking at them like, what's going on with that guy over there? You know? So I think maybe they have like duck talk. Yeah, man. And so I basically have to get them comfortable enough to be in there for about the same period that it would take for us to come from the rooftop down to the lobby. All right? And once I get them to that point to where they'll march straight inside the hotel and into the elevator, that's when I start bringing them down to march. But keep in mind that when I take them downstairs to march, those are their actual first marches. I have had ducks run behind the bar. I've had ducks run up the ballet ramp. So that's how I stay in shape.
What a cool view up here, huh? And that is the duck experience. Well, my friends, we're gonna call it a day from the historic Peabody Hotel. I want to thank Randy and Michelle G for becoming my newest Patreons. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Have a great night, and goodbye.